If you're aiming to get behind the wheel of a commercial vehicle, well, there's one hurdle that really stands out. The CDL Public Roadway Driving Test. This isn't just, another exam. It's the real-world check. Do you have what it takes to operate safely, professionally? It's pretty much make or break.
Absolutely. It's where all that book learning, all the theory meets actual practice, and you've got an examiner watching every move. Yeah, it's about showing you can actually apply the rules consistently and safely out there in real traffic.
And that is exactly what we're doing today. We've looked closely at the official regulations, and we've also pulled together some really key guidance from experts in the field. Think of this as your real-world roadmap to what's really critical on test day.
Right. And our goal isn't just to, list off requirements. We want to get into the whys or why we do the things that we do on this part of the CDL Public Road Test.
Exactly.
Because when you understand the reasoning behind a check or why you have to do something a certain way, it doesn't just help you pass. It actually builds those habits for being a genuinely safe, confident driver for your whole career.
Okay, let's get started then. One of the very first things they evaluate, and it continues the whole time, is mirror usage, those constant checks.
That's right. The examiner is looking for a very deliberate, consistent pattern. It shows you're always aware of what's around you. The sequence, according to the study guide, is about every 8 seconds or so.
8 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, it seems frequent at first, I know, but honestly, it becomes second nature for safe driving. It has to.
Okay, so walk us through that sequence. What are you looking for? What's the order?
Typically, you scan left to right first. Let's start with the driver's side long mirror. Now, you're not just glancing back there. The key focus here is your trailer tires.
Okay.
How are the tires positioned relative to the lane lines? If you're keeping an equal distance, that shows you're tracking straight. You are constantly checking your tires. Am I staying in my lane properly?
Okay. So, it's about your vehicle's position as much as seeing other cars. What's next?
Next up is a forward long perception check. Look way ahead, like a half a mile or so, if you can. Get that wide 160-degree view.
Half a mile. Check.
Yeah. This is all about anticipation. Seeing potential hazards way, way down the road. Things that might make you slow down or stop. It gives you that crucial reaction time.
Right. Building that buffer. That's especially important in a big rig.
Exactly. You need much longer stopping distances. So, after that long forward look, you go to the passenger side long mirror.
Okay.
Same check as the driver's side. Watch those trailer tires. Make sure their position relative to the lane line remain the same distance apart. If it's consistent on both sides, you know you're holding a straight path.
Got it. Symmetry means straight.
Now, start the reverse scan. The right to left sweep. The second part goes from right to left. You start with the passenger side convex mirror. The bubble mirror. It gives you that wide, slightly distorted view, but it's essential for spotting things right beside you near your drive tires. It covers that big passenger side blind spot.
Yeah, those convex mirrors are lifesavers for blind spots. Okay.
Now move to the forward short perception check. Now, the focus narrows, maybe 20 to 30 feet or so ahead. This is for immediate dangers, things that may need a quick reaction. Pedestrians stepping out, debris on the road, that sort of thing.
Okay. Short range, immediate threats. Makes sense.
Then, a quick glance down at your gauges. Instrument panel, just checking for warning lights, air pressure, if you have air brakes obviously, and fuel level. Just a super quick scan. Systems check. Everything okay? Good.
Quick status check. Got it. And the final step?
You finish back on the driver's side convex mirror. One last check for traffic or obstacles near your drive tires. Confirm your lane position again. Hit that driver's side blind spot one more time.
Wow, that sounds really systematic. And every 8 seconds, it really drives home that need for constant awareness.
It does. And with practice, like I said, it feels less like a checklist and more like just driving. But here's the really crucial part. These mirror checks, they aren't isolated things. They have to be part of your overall traffic checks. You're constantly looking forward, left, right, while checking the mirrors, building this continuous 360-degree picture in your head, not just jerky, separate glances.
So, it's not just moving your eyes and head. It's actively processing what you see, constantly updating your mental map of the traffic around you.
Exactly. That proactive observation, seeing problems before they even happen.
Okay, let's shift gears then. Speed limits and road signs seems obvious, right? But are there nuances? Things drivers sometimes miss?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just don't speed. I mean, yeah, going more than 10 miles per hour or over is a definite fail, right?
But there's also a rule about minimum speed. Unless traffic is dictating otherwise, you generally shouldn't be going less than, say, 8 miles per hour below the posted limit.
Oh, interesting. Going too slow can be a problem.
It really can, especially in a large truck. You can impede traffic flow, cause unexpected lane changes behind you. It can create its own hazards. Maybe someone's overly cautious, or unfamiliar with the route.
That's a really good point. Finding that balance between safety, but also keeping up with the flow.
Yeah.
And then signs. Of course, some are critically important.
Some signs are just non-negotiable for commercial drivers. Height restrictions, especially before bridges or underpasses.
Well, yeah, can't miss those.
Absolutely cannot. Could lead to a massive disaster. It's the same with weight restrictions, particularly on bridges. Got to respect those limits to prevent serious damage. Zero room for error on those.
For sure. What else?
Well, you also need constant vigilance for conditions that potentially lead to changes in speed limits. School zones, construction zones, speeds will often drop suddenly there, right? You need heightened awareness, showing the examiner you see those signs and react appropriately. That shows professional, responsible driving.
Okay, let's talk railroad crossings. We have a separate podcast for that subject, but for this road test part, what are the absolute must-dos?
Okay, so unless you're driving a passenger bus or you've got a placarded hazmat trailer, which would be clearly marked.
Exactly.
You don't always have to come to a complete stop. However, you must always slow down significantly well below the speed limit. Look both ways. Listen carefully for train and train traffic. Make absolutely sure the tracks are clear.
Even if a stop isn't required, extreme caution is?
Always. And this is critical. Never shift gears while any part of your truck is crossing the tracks, okay? And absolutely never stop on the tracks, not even partially. That's an automatic fail and incredibly dangerous.
No stopping, no shifting on tracks. Crystal clear. Good. Now, the actual driving smooth vehicle operation. It gets mentioned a lot. What does it really mean in practice?
Think gentle, controlled acceleration, and braking. No sudden jerky moves, no abrupt hard braking unless it's a genuine emergency.
Right.
Anticipation is everything here. Think about the time of day, rush hour, school letting out. Expect more stops. Watch brake lights way ahead. That's your early warning. Be aware of road conditions, weather, blind curves, maybe even wildlife. Seeing these cues lets you react smoothly, gradually.
So you can brake earlier, more gently.
Exactly. Coasting in gear, maybe with your foot covering the brake, can be a good technique too. Shows control. What you absolutely want to avoid is erratic speeding up and slowing down. That disrupts traffic, shows lack of control, and never slow down so much you're unnecessarily holding traffic up.
So, predictability. Being in command. Not just for the examiner, but for everyone's safety.
Precisely. Smoothness equals safety and efficiency too.
Okay, let's tackle turns and intersections. These feel like areas where mistakes can easily happen. What's key here during the test?
For turns? Yeah, especially with a manual transmission, be in 5th gear or so. Slow down before the turn. Get down to maybe 10 miles per hour before you even start turning the wheel.
Slow down before turning.
Crucial for stability. And here's another big rule. No shifting gears while you're turning.
Got it.
Maintain stability through the whole turn. Only accelerate once you're fully done with the turn. Straightened out in the new lane. No shifting mid-turn. That can really upset the balance.
Makes total sense. Stability first. What about intersections? They're complex environments.
Intersections demand maximum awareness. Before, during, and after you enter any intersection, lights, signs, whatever, do a thorough check. Left, right, then left again.
Right, left, got it.
And keep scanning as you go through. And even after you clear it, always cover your brake as you approach. Be ready. Never ever speed up to try and beat a yellow light.
Definitely.
And be extra cautious even on a green light. You never know who might run a red. Oh, and developing the habit of a quick mirror check just before entering. That's a really good safety habit.
Eyes everywhere, basically.
Pretty much. And another clear rule. No lane changes, no shifting gears while you are physically in the intersection. Maintain your lane. Steady speed.
Okay, so intersections are high-risk zones. Stay in your lane. Predictable speed.
Exactly. Handling intersections shows you can manage common but potentially dangerous situations safely and responsibly.
All right, lane changes in highway driving. Different challenges there. What are the critical points?
Lane changes have to be deliberate, systematic. First, check your mirrors thoroughly. Make sure that lane is clear. Then, signal your intention clearly and give enough warning.
Okay.
Then, and this is an absolute vital part of the maneuver, double check your blind spot with a physical check of your mirrors.
Absolutely.
And remember, never change lanes within an intersection. Ever.
Smooth. Deliberate signal. Mirrors. Check. Got it. How about getting on and off the highway?
When you're merging on, use that acceleration ramp. Get up to the speed of highway traffic before you reach the merge point.
Match the speed first.
Yes. Don't force people already on the highway to slow down for you. And once you're on the highway, avoid unnecessary slowing. Keep up with the flow. When exiting, do most of your aggressive braking in the deceleration lane, not on the main highway itself.
Right? Don't slow down the main flow.
It's all about blending in smoothly, entering and exiting. You don't want to cause sudden speed changes or disruptions.
Makes sense. Matching the flow. Now, curves in the road. What's the single most important piece of advice?
So simple, but so critical. Never shift gears in a curve.
Never shift during a curve. Fundamental rule, right?
Yeah. Pick the right gear before you enter the curve. Hold that gear all the way through the maneuver.
What about bridges and using brakes correctly?
Well, bridges, underpasses, overpasses, they're just standard road features. You navigate them normally, unless you have a blind bridge. That is where you cannot see the bottom or end of the bridge. Usually that is due to a curve or other road obstructions. Slow down. Anticipate stopped traffic. Other than that, there are basic brake usage no-nos.
Okay, like what?
Don't ride the brakes. Don't keep your foot resting on the pedal. Causes overheating, makes them less effective when you really need them.
Avoid hard sudden braking, unless you absolutely have to. And don't do that thing where you speed up to a stop sign and then slam on the brakes last second. Yeah, see that more than I like to.
Instead, anticipate. Brake early. Brake smoothly. If you're stopping behind someone, leave the proper amount of space. The old rule of thumb is, you need to see their rear tires touching the pavement. Always stop completely behind the stop line. If there's no line, stop before the stop sign itself. And here's a really important point about blocked views at stop signs.
Huh?
Your first stop must be at the line or sign. If you can't see oncoming traffic from there because something's blocking your view, only then do you slowly, carefully inch forward just until you can see clearly.
Ah, so you don't just stop where you can finally see.
No. You stop at the designated spot first, then creep forward for visibility if necessary, without entering the intersection or blocking anyone.
That's a really crucial distinction. Stop first. Where required, then adjust carefully for view.
Exactly.
Good braking shows anticipation, safe following distance, and following the rules to the letter. Let's talk about lane usage and steering. Pretty fundamental stuff. What are examiners looking at?
Lane usage, great question. Finish your turns in the correct lane. Simple enough, but important. Then, get into the lane you need for your turn well in advance. Don't cut across lanes last minute. This is absolutely critical. Don't run over curbs or sidewalks with any axle, especially the drive axles, trailer axles. That is an automatic fail. Keep it all between the lines.
Stay off the curbs. Got it. What about basic steering concepts?
Smooth and controlled. No jerky movements. No oversteering or understeering. Both hands on the wheel pretty much all the time.
Except for shifting a manual?
Right? Except when shifting. And importantly, when you do check your mirrors or scan intersections, those movements shouldn't make your steering wobble. Maintain that steady grip. Keep the vehicle stable.
Steady hands. Stay in your lane. Clear signs of competence. Okay, traffic lights. Very common. What are the key procedures there for the test?
Some definite don'ts. Never. Coast out of gear to a red light. Never. Approach a stop in neutral. And absolutely never speed up to try and make a yellow light. Just don't.
Safer to stop if you can't.
Always safer to stop if you can do it safely. Plan ahead for lights. If you see one coming up, maybe a quarter mile out. Start thinking about slowing down. Downshift appropriately as you approach. And when you actually stop, don't pull right up to the line immediately. Aim to stop a bit before the stop line, maybe 2, 3, or 4 car lengths before the line.
Stop further back initially.
Yep. Then engage your starting gear. Then, if you need to inch forward, to the stop line for better visibility. You can do that.
That feels like a more controlled, safer way to approach it. Gives you more buffer.
It does. It shows you're thinking ahead, not rushing things last second.
Okay, we've covered a ton of what to do. Let's flip it. What are the absolute deal breakers? The automatic fails.
Right? These are the critical errors. Make one of these and the test is over immediately.
Okay, lay it on us.
Running a red light or a stop sign. Obvious, but critical. Hitting a curb with the drive or trailer axle. Stopping or shifting gears while any part of your vehicle is on the railroad tracks.
We covered that one. That is a big no.
Yeah, huge. Stalling the engine while you're shifting a manual, not wearing your seatbelt, any kind of dangerous rolling backwards, getting into any preventable crash, extreme tailgating, and basically any time the examiner has to physically or verbally intervene because you did something unsafe, any of those are automatic fails.
Those really underscore safety. And just basic rules of the road, don't they?
Exactly. They're non-negotiable. They directly show whether you can operate safely or not.
Okay. Finally, general safe driving habits. What does that mean in the context of the CDL test beyond the specific rules?
It's about your overall attitude and approach, showing courtesy to other drivers, maintaining constant awareness, staying focused, being attentive, keeping both hands on the wheel. Like we said earlier, use turn signals way in advance. Communicate your intentions. If it's a manual transmission, make those gear changes smooth. No grinding.
Practice that double clutching if needed.
Absolutely. Avoid over-revving the engine. Pick the right gear for the situation. Try your best not to stall. It's more than just following rules by rote. You're showing you have a professional safety-first mindset.
So, demonstrating competence, yes, but also that commitment to safety and professionalism.
Precisely. These habits show you're truly ready and responsible enough to be a commercial driver.
All right, let's try to pull this all together. If someone's prepping for this test, what are the absolute key takeaways?
Okay, core things. Number 1, those constant mirror checks integrated with full 360-degree traffic awareness. Keep scanning.
Yeah.
Number 2, smooth controlled vehicle operation. Acceleration, braking, steering, keep it gentle. Keep it deliberate.
Okay.
3, precise execution of maneuvers, turns, lane changes, intersections. Do them correctly by the book. And 4, strict adherence to all traffic laws and safety rules. No compromises ever.
It's not just about knowing what to do, is it? It's about doing it consistently, correctly, safely, even under pressure.
That's exactly it. Don't just memorize a list. Visualize yourself doing these things correctly. Practice until it's automatic and second nature. And maybe most importantly, really try to understand why each rule exists. With that deeper understanding, This mindset will make you a safe and confident driver long after the test is over.
That is incredibly valuable advice. Thank you so much for breaking all this down for us. Hopefully, this podcast gives everyone listening a bit more insight, maybe a bit more confidence heading into their road test.
My pleasure. Just remember, stay focused, drive defensively, and safety first always.
And thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back soon with another CDL topic. Until then, study hard, practice safely, and seriously, the best of luck on your test. Drive safely, everyone.
Actually, just one last thought to leave you with. Don't just memorize these points from us. When you're out and about, actively watch experienced commercial drivers. Notice how often they check their mirrors. How smoothly do they accelerate and brake? How do they handle intersections or merge onto highways? Watching the pros in action, that can give you a really practical, deep understanding of what safe, efficient driving actually looks like in the real world. It adds another layer to just reading about it.
And if you found this helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in-depth resources and visual aids.
And don't forget to share this information with anyone you know who's preparing for their CDL test or who might be interested in a career as a professional driver. The more informed and prepared everyone is, the safer our roads will be.